And recording. So, last song I'll do tonight is by a band called Ouroboros. The song is entitled Edifice of Tyranny. I don't know anything about them at all, but judging by the title, I imagine this is going to be pretty heavy. It was a suggestion I got from like a heavy video I did earlier, like week, maybe week and a half ago. So I'm assuming it's going to be something that I like, and I'm assuming it's going to be pretty heavy. So I'm just going to jump right into it since almost 8 minutes long, and away we go. Lots of changes already. Gotta give my neck a break there. This has just been like a non-stop riffs. It's like, oh, you like this riff? Have another. Have another. Have another. You want another riff? Ho ho ho! You better bet we have another. Um, that's so stupid. Yeah, it was like a really awesome riff. Then it switches to another one, and like it got into like a really good groove. Then it switched to another one, got into a really good groove, and then just this last little bit before the actual vocals started, like I got kind of like locked into it, where it just sounded so great, and I just couldn't stop moving to it. Like this is excellent. Yes. So I don't remember which video it was where this was requested, but I'm almost certain it would probably be Between the Buried and Me, just because I can see that similar aspect of just riffs on riffs on riffs and just the transitions just kind of coming out of nowhere where, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean like when I say out of nowhere, I just mean like before you can get comfortable in the groove of it, it automatically then goes to the next riff and the next groove, and then like right when you're in the pocket, it switches to the next one. So musically, it's very interesting, and it keeps your mind and your body active because you have to keep reacting to the changes. The vocals are pretty straightforward. I like his voice. I like his voice a lot. Uh, I love that sort of growling. Well, not quite growling. It's like guttural, throaty kind of sound to it. It's very percussive, and I enjoy that, especially given how the drumming is pretty like nonstop, but in a good way. So this is like an extra layer on top of that, and then there are pockets where the bass pops up, and I can hear it like pretty clearly. Um, I'd say about half the time I can't hear it, but that's okay because it's like constant changing, and like the grooves I'm getting from the guitar and drums, like together is like just awesome. There's a lot going on. Ah, so I'm noticing a lot of the bands that I like and that I've been listening to lately, when they go into the solo, the I think the scale that they're using is the Dorian scale, the sort of like Arabian kind of sounding scale. I think that's probably my favorite, like, kind of sound and kind of progression. So the fact that like 5.5 minutes in, where like I'm already grooving and like this band is already like won me over. On top of that, to then get a solo that includes my favorite scale and my favorite kind of sound, like on top of everything else, like I'm just so happy. I'm just so like I don't know how I can be looking at a picture of a man with like snakes coming out of his mouth, shirtless, all tensed, no corneas or irises, and yet I'm happy. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. A lot of the rhythmic patterns that were happening during the strumming of the riffs, they were good. They were riffs up. They're rhythmic patterns that I've heard before, but at the tempo that they're doing and the actual chords that they were using, the actual notes, like it sounded so good. Like towards the end of the song too, I think about the last 2.5 minutes, I started catching the grooves a lot better because I started getting used to the transitions and changes that they have been doing in this song. And the production quality on this is amazing. The drums sound so good. The guitars sound so good. Like everything sounded so good. It's produced really well. Like I don't have a bad thing to say about this song at all. Like nothing. I can imagine I could only compare it to Between the Buried and Me in the sense of the way things were changing. The way the rhythm like affected me and the way it I hate to say dancey because it's not dancey at all, but like it hit exactly just right to get me into a mood to make me want to move. I can compare it in that way to like Devil Driver because they tend to hit right on the twos and fours like pretty consistently in a way to like make you want to move. This was good. This was so good. I've never heard of them before. Why have I never heard of them before? Give me more suggestions about this band. I want more songs to react to and to listen to. This band is good. They're good. Ah, man.